What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker. Today I'm going to share with you my top 8 tips for gold making in Dragonflight. Across a wide variety of things. This is going to be on a general level, not like super specific on one item or one profession, but I think they're going to be very, very useful. So let's dive in. My first tip is sell shovels. What do I mean by that? Dragonflight has, perhaps more than any other expansion in recent memory, a interconnectedness between professions. There's items you craft that are used by other professions. So there's a lot of items you craft that are used by other professions. One that I've had success with is the Sap Throttled Soul Inhaler that you need to use to get the BOP materials for certain epic items. Surprise item, sold 600k worth of these. Another tip is, of course, the ones I had shown here. The Draconic Inspiration profession enchant. People definitely, this is like super profitable at quality 3, so people are willing to pay big bucks because they're guaranteed to make it back. Other examples include intermediate materials, all of the stuff crafted by jewel crafters to be used by other professions. Also, the fact that for a lot of recipes, like all of the profession gear recipes, for instance, they are BOP. So if you want this ruined cascarite rod, you need to have someone craft it for you, potentially. So you need to buy these materials, and you might need to buy quality 3 ruined wraith barks, for instance, to get someone to craft it for you. So there's definitely a market for all those, and it can be very, very profitable. The value of profession stats. So based on what I've seen so far, the profession stats are incredibly important, and the value is usually multi-craft or inspiration is the two most valuable stats by a significant margin, and it depends on the item, or rather the build, what the best one is. If you're doing an inspiration build for an item that you can't guarantee quality 3, or that you can't multi-craft, then obviously inspiration is the best stat. Like right here for Cosmic Ink, we can see that Craft Sim, I'll talk about Craft Sim later, by the way. Inspiration is the most valuable stat. It's going to give me 3 gold profit per extra inspiration and 1 gold 70 profit. Those are the best ones. Resourcefulness is also useful. Crafting speed is complete trash, and you should never have it on anything where you can help it. Of course, on some of these, you can't pick the secondaries on these 2 slots to have some crafting speed, but it's completely pointless to min-max. Inspiration or multi-craft, that's the way to go. So that's the 2 stats. One of these is what you should have on your main profession tool, and definitely slap a fat inspiration count or resourcefulness if you're not doing an inspiration. Crafting orders. That's something that, we had some interest. We were very interested to see how they played out. Generally speaking, you're not going to make a lot from public orders. You can make gold from personal orders, but you need to be ahead of the curve knowledge-wise. Obviously, I'd never be able to make any gold here because I have all my points into gem cutting and none of the points into the rings and necklace category. If you are ahead of the curve, if you can guarantee item level 405, 418 on high value crafts like Elemental Lariat, like the other embellished items that people are going for. So, for instance, the Unstable Frostfire Belt for blacksmithing, and potentially now in the coming days where people are going to have their 3rd crafted item, the Engineering Bracers that give you a Tinker effect. They are something I'm paying attention to. You need to be ahead of the curve, or at least at the fairly bleeding edge of knowledge. You need to be able to guarantee very, very high quality gear. Otherwise, you're not going to get any customers, and you also need to like being in trade chat. If you can do that, then you can make a decent amount of gold with this. Otherwise, stay clear. I've not made much gold with crafting orders at all. They're keeping any of my gear crafters at the bleeding edge. So, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, profession stats matter. And this one is going to be short and sweet. Always, as soon as you get a rare profession tool, which is something you should get as soon as you can, essentially, slam a quality 3 inspiration or resourcefulness enchant on that. It is going to pay for itself, guaranteed. It's super valuable. Do it as soon as you can, either resourcefulness or inspiration. If you're just leveling your profession still and you're not into inspiration territory, just slap a quality 2 resourcefulness. It's very cheap. and then eventually swap it out for a quality 3. It will pay for itself. You'll probably have this tool for the rest of the expansion. You'll just recraft it to quality 5 and keep it for a very, very long time. It's guaranteed to pay itself off if you're actually going to use that profession to make gold. So just get it now. The earlier, the better. Another important thing is obviously you need to be ahead of knowledge, which means you need to do all of the knowledge stuff. I'm going to talk about something here, optimizing renown. These word of a worthy ally effects are incredibly good. You get them at renown 10 and renown 20. Renown 10, all your alts get 100% rep all the way up to rank 10. If you reach renown 20 on one character, then all your characters will receive 200% extra rep up to rank 10, and then 100% all the way up to rank 20. So the best way to do this, if you haven't already, is to grind your main to 10 with everything, swap to an alt that hasn't entered Dragonflight yet, grind that one all the way up to 20 everything, because you'll get a huge amount of extra rep from doing all of the one-time sources, the quests and stuff. And then you grind your mains and any other alts to 20. The reason why this matters is because at 14 you get Crafter's Knowledge with Valdrakken Accord, Iskar Tuskar, and Dragon Scale Expedition, and there's also another point where you can get another Crafter's Knowledge bonus, which I don't remember the exact renown for, but whatever. It's big. It gives you 5 knowledge. It's absolutely massive, and something you should try to optimize for, essentially. Obviously, you need to optimize or get as much knowledge as you can from other sources as well. At a minimum, do all of the profession weeklies and do all your first crafts. If you can, make sure you get all of the one-time treasures as well that you can loot that give you 1. And if you really want to try hard on your main, you can do Dragon Shard farming Disturbed Dirt and Expedition packs and stuff like that. I haven't done that at all yet. I just tried to make sure I keep on top of the weeklies on most of my characters, and then I have 2 characters where I also try to get a lot of the one-time +1 or weekly +1 stuff. Now on the add-on side of things, Paid Skill Master is not working perfectly at the moment. I barely use it outside of making some hard-coded operations. So here are 2 add-ons that you should get. SGT Craft Cost is going to give you this part right here, which now includes an expected profit. And then you have Craft Sim, which is absolutely fantastic, which adds all of these windows, with the important one being this one, the average profit, which takes into account all of your profession stats. So as we can see here, this Energized Malachite, it's just 200 gold profit if we just assume that I didn't have stats. But once we add all my multi-craft stats in, we can see that my average profit from clicking the craft button here is 1300 gold. That's very, very good. If we look at something like the Crafty Elixir site, we'd see that, did the math here, it looks like I'm losing 400 gold per item, but when we take into account that I have 14% multi-craft, then suddenly we realize that I'm actually making 400 gold on average per craft. So this is fantastic. So yeah, just get the add-on. It's going to help you out so much. It's also going to tell you the value of your profession stats. So this is going to tell you the value of adding +1 inspiration, +1 multicraft, or +1 resourcefulness. As you can see here, gem cutting, this is a skill build because I can guarantee quality 3. Maximum quality, which means that multicraft is huge value, resourcefulness is a little bit value. Because it's a huge difference in value on the materials. When I get the resourcefulness proc on Awakened Order, it's big. When I get it on the Elixir size, that's 22 gold, then yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, get these add-ons. Now, here we're looking at some price graphs. The weekly cycle, this is a well-known theme to some of you who's been doing gold making for a time. A lot of items are primarily bought around the time that the weekly reset happens and people go loot their vault and go get ready for a new week of raids and M+. And this is the price of Awakened Order. Rare, relatively expensive material. It's primarily used in high-end enchants, gems. Well, there are some other recipes. I honestly don't remember them. But we can see here the EU price. Well, what do you see? Oh, it explodes on Wednesday. And then it trends down the entire week until Monday. And then it starts trending up again and it reaches a new peak on Wednesday. And then it trends down again and it's cheapest on Saturday and Sunday. And then it starts trending up again. I'm recording this on a Monday, obviously. This is not the only item. There's a ton of items like this. Glowing Titan Orb used in all of the big expensive weapon enchants follows a similar pattern. There's also, you can probably find the same one in like Omnium Draconis, although this might have been a little bit a little bit manipulated by our friend Kachak in his recent alchemy video. But yeah, this is also going to probably spike up on Wednesdays for a short period of time. Yeah, this is a pattern you need to be aware of. You can make a lot of good decisions. Make sure you source your materials when they are cheaper, before the reset. That means you can compete with people who would not be able to compete with otherwise. Use this website, oribos.exchange, to look at price graphs. Of course, it's going to be region-wide. Everyone on EU is going to have the same information. And we're looking to optimize in the same way, and that they're going to be competing with them when you're selling your files or your enchants or whatever. But be aware, this, you can take advantage of it. Like, at least for the next couple of weeks, you can probably just buy Awakened Order on Sundays and sell it on Wednesdays and make a decent amount of profit. So, all right, last tip: inspiration builds. This is, in general, the strongest build type in Dragonflight. Mostly because this inspiration node that most trees have is absolutely bonkers by getting 25% extra skill when crafting stuff. The end node. This is absolutely massive. It means that you only need to reach half the skill of a recipe to be able to reach the threshold of proccing, being guaranteed quality 2 and proccing quality 3 when you get inspiration. It's the only way you can reach quality 3 on stuff like the Sophic weapon enchant, at least unless you have like 200 knowledge. I don't think you can reach that even then. And it's how you make a profit, by maximizing your inspiration as high as humanly possible. So this is true for everything where there's like skill level, recipe difficulty 400, 375 or above. You can't really guarantee quality, max quality, which means that you have to do an inspiration build and you need to max your inspiration, which means big inspiration on your tool, big inspiration enchant. Make sure that you max quality any profession gear with inspiration. Obviously, I haven't done that yet with my Master's Wildercloth Enchanter set. And you can utilize Sagacious Incense as well. This is a consumable. It gives you an plus 20 inspiration buff for 10, 20, or 30 minutes. I usually buy the 20 minutes one because it's the cheapest per minute. This is huge. Another 2%, so I can reach a 33% chance of proccing quality 3 for this. Anything that you're going to sell a lot of on the auction house, like Vantus Runes, consumables, enchants, inspiration build is the way to go. So yeah, that's it. Those are 8 tips. Hopefully they're pointing you in the right direction. I did stayed away mostly from like specific items or specific item recommendations. There's a lot of them across the internet. And I've already done quite a few specific profession guides. We're going to take a look at more of those as well as we go along. But this should help you get into the zone of how Dragonflight works, what the best approach in general is. So yeah, good luck. Let me know if I missed something, and we'll